Hi, my name is Lena, welcome to my channel, and let's talk about Troilus and Cressida, another play by William Shakespeare. As I understand it, it was quite a popular story. It's loosely based on Iliad by Homer and on a poem by Geoffrey Chaucer, Troilus and Cressida, and on some other works. And I know that there are operas with the same name. It was difficult for me to place this play. It's not a comedy, although there are some elements of comedy. It's not actually a romantic comedy or a romance. Well, there is not enough romance in it, in my opinion, and it's not exactly history, but so I listened to it, and at the same time I was reading it, so I really enjoyed the language. It's based on the story of Iliad, on the Iliad, from the moment when Achilles refuses to fight until the moment Hector dies. So it's about the siege of Troy. It's about a battle for Troy. And Troilus is a Trojan prince. He is Priam's and Hecuba's son. He is Hector's brother, and he is actually second after Hector. His father relies on Troilus, not as much as on Hector, but still. And Cressida, she is a Trojan maiden, and she is extremely beautiful. She is as beautiful as Helen herself. And Troilus is in love with Cressida, and Cressida is in love with Troilus, but she keeps it in secret because she likes the attention. She likes the wooing part. Troilus asks her uncle to help him wooing her, and they end up together. They are not married apparently because Troilus is a prince, and she is a daughter of a priest, well, a Trojan priest, and her father is a turncoat, and he is right now with Greeks, and he is looking for ways to get together with his daughter. He's looking for ways to get his daughter out of Troy and into the Greek camp, which is not such a good idea considering that Greeks have been under the Trojan walls for 7 years, according to the play, and they left their families back at home, and he wants to bring his maiden daughter to this camp. He is just the father of the year. The father of the year. So, Troilus and Cressida are madly in love. They are making all sorts of vows. They had one night together, and then Cressida is to be exchanged for a Trojan hero, for a warrior. They are extremely unhappy about that, but for some reason, Troilus doesn't go to his father, doesn't go to his brother, doesn't say, sorry, I love her, I don't want her to go. So here I base this decision to exchange his beloved one to a captured Trojan warrior. Sorry guys. And in this Trojan camp, we are given to understand that actually Cressida needs a protector. All these generals, all these princes that came with Agamemnon, they are not exactly chivalrous, they are not anything like knights, and they treat her like a common wench. So she kind of needs protection, and we are given to understand that Diomedes is ready to provide this protection, and he is a handsome man, so she kind of falls in love with Diomedes as well. And it happens during one day, so maybe two. So she is in love in the morning with Troilus, and by the evening she is being wooed by Diomedes and kind of receiving his attention and giving him a token of Troilus' love for her. So Troilus unfortunately happens to be in the camp at the time, and he sees it, and he is enraged and he is betrayed, and I liked the closure on this story because it ends with nothing. It ends with Troilus being frustrated and venting his frustration and anger at Cressida's uncle. So this story, this romance story, in my opinion, has no closure. And I really didn't like the way Ajax was portrayed. I haven't realized that he was one of my favorite characters in the Iliad. He was made into buffoon in this play, and I was not happy. I really liked him in the Iliad, and Ulysses, aka Odysseus, has some very beautiful speeches, but he is kind of a very vengeful man. He is not a man you want as your enemy, but he is not a man you want as your friend. You want to stay away from him. One of the speeches Lukács was telling about, and it was a very beautiful speech about past deeds, how fast they are forgotten. I really liked it. And I also liked a small speech by Hector. Hector in this play, actually a first cousin to Ajax, because according to this play, Ajax's mother and Hector's father are brother and sister. Ajax's mother is sister to Priam, of Priam. So they are first cousins, and they actually fight, but at some point Hector stops the fight and he has this very beautiful speech about which part of Ajax is Trojan, which part of him is Greek, and I think it was very beautiful, and I think it has a very deep meaning, very current to our time, with interracial marriages and children born to such marriages. I think it was beautiful, the speech, and I really liked the language because I wasn't the one reading it to myself, pronouncing it in my head. Professional actors did that, and the language was beautiful. The speeches were beautiful, but I didn't really like the story. And as Lukáš already told it in his video, Hector is killed by Myrmidons. He is not killed by Achilles, and he is unarmed at the time of his death. And there is also a touching moving moment when Troilus says that somebody has to tell Priam and Hecuba about the death of Hector. It was very moving. But unfortunately, I didn't like the portrayal of Ajax and the portrayal of Achilles. I prefer the Iliad version. I also wanted to read the poem by Chaucer, Troilus and Cressida. I will try to do that. But my variant unfortunately doesn't have any critical material and any vocabulary that's supposed to help me to understand archaic words from Middle English, but I'll try to do so. Thank you for watching, goodbye and happy reading!